Okay, so I have a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about. Um, One of the things is, so things are going now. Like things have shifted. Like we're in the shift of the boomerang coming back the other way. I watched one. I might have already talked about this. I don't know. I've been talking to so many people. so, um, but that whole thing of how he had always talked about that the boomerang was gonna turn, like I mean, if you followed spiritual stuff, like you could figure out like what stuff made sense. So, I know we're not going into Armageddon. I knew there was someone was going to turn around. I know that all the stuff happening is just to wake people up, and everybody's waking up to all different things, their own stuff, and it's all, each individual's opportunity to level up as a soul and to ascend to a higher level than what they're at. And I don't think everybody is going to be going from third to fourth or third to fifth or whatever. I think there's some people going from second to third. There's some people who are going to stay in third. Each soul is at a different level, but everything happening is an opportunity for you to have a spiritual awakening so that you can level up. And and the deep state is doing everything they can to prevent that. I've seen so much information, recently, just in the past couple days. I was just watching, and I got to be really careful, more careful than normal, because they've started taking down my stuff. And I don't even talk about the things they don't want you to talk about. I mean, I say them in passing, but that's not the focus of what I talk about. But they don't want any healing. They don't want emotional healing. They don't want any of that. But is full of aluminum and metal and all sorts of stuff. That's why people are having that magnets. And I don't know if I talked about the one I saw where they were holding a black light, and their color of their veins is now like a yellow or something. It's lights up with a black light. And then the person I had seen who was talking about that said that everywhere around them, they're changing out the street lights for black lights. It's so freaking creepy. It's so creepy. But this is something that, I think that everybody needs to really think about. Like, what if all of the dogs all of a sudden just said, hey, I've had enough. You're not going to tell me when to come in. You're not going to tell me where to go poop. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to go out and eat garbage. I don't need your cardboard food anymore. You give me cancer. You're making me sick. I don't know. I'm not, all for a little pat on the head every once in a while. No, I'm going to go. And, the uproar that people would do, oh, how dare them. The animals can't do that. That's what is happening to us, We are seen as animals, so, we don't have any rights. We don't have any rights to say, no, we're not going to take these. We're going to live our own lives and stuff like that, because we don't have rights. Because to them, we're animals. We're below them, because we're dealing with more advanced beings. Even though, gets so much deeper than what, like there's people who believe like, Trump's the savior, and that, they're going to do whatever he says or whatever. There's people who believe, all sorts of stuff about politics, all sorts of stuff about medical, all sorts of, like all of this different stuff is all coming together. The education system, the labor unions, it just so much, the judicial, like so much stuff is, popping off in so many people's different lives in different areas to show them what you're really dealing with, and it is really waking people up, so that they can start understanding and, claim their sovereignty outside of the system. It is like you are emotionally plugged into it, then it's just got you all over the place. And, luckily enough for me, I was, like I worked in the medical, so I could see the corruption. I knew it wasn't ethical, and I don't trust big pharma as far, I wouldn't trust them to babysit my dog. So they are an evil extension of the beast, because they're practicing with chemicals on us. And, poor ignorant people who just surrender their health to these people find out the hard way. I found out the hard way, the medical establishment gave me a brain injury. They're making me go blind. They gave me colitis. They are, you're being practiced on. But see, all of this stuff, like these things and everything, everybody's being outraged. But the whole thing is, they've been putting these chemicals in your food. They've been putting them in your water. They've been spraying them down out of the air for a long time. This is just a big old giant dose. But we're all, we all have arsenic poisoning. So we can't sit here and just be like, oh, these stupid people. Well, we were all stupid people. We've all been compliant. We've all played along. We go in and we eat their stuff. Like, why do you need to add color enhancement to fruits and vegetables? When you're going in and buying all this boxed food, you're not even buying real food. They've got us, we've got obesity is a huge problem. People's health is deteriorating. People are aging faster. People are being born with cancer. So, when they're feeding us poison like this, so this is outrageous, yeah, but it's the big, snap on, pay attention, start thinking about it. That's the whole thing. It's the light bulb that comes on to get you to think deeper about things, to get you to look with a broader perspective, a deeper understanding of this reality, because you can't pull out of it if you don't even understand what it is. So, yeah, the people, like I've seen so many TikToks, people freaking out about the schools and stuff. They have you convinced that you need their education system. You don't. They don't even educate your kids. Most of these people are graduating. They can't get jobs. They don't have basic skills. They're not even teaching cursive anymore, but we know what that's about. They've got to do that every once in a while, to just keep it where we can't pass information from generation to generation. So they're not teaching your kids anything. But, everybody's hung up on, oh, well, that's what you got to do. You got to get those certificates. No, you don't. That's their game. You don't have to. You can pull right out of there. They don't have any rights to you, or you have to claim that, though. As long as you're playing along like the government has rights over you, yeah, they're going to keep taking them. And some other stuff I saw. So this one is kind of scary, is because it was a really good interview. If you can find it, it was on BitChute, and it is what are those guys called? The guys who take the dead bodies, like they go and pick them up all over the place. So he released, oh my gosh, the stuff he has come out and said. Oh my gosh, it's very, yeah, he says it all. He just puts it right out there. This guy probably is totally at risk now. He probably, I hope that he is protected, because yeah, he told it all, man. He put it out there, and I can't talk about the stuff that he said, but it's a really good interview. I can. If somebody wants it, I can try and share a link. I've sent it around to some people, so you can always message me and I can share the link. But it's really, really good. And he talks so much about, what they were told to do, the numbers. He said, like, where he was going to have to go pick up people. And, when they did that whole thing, and all of a sudden all the people that were in these nursing homes, they were putting sick people in there to get them sick. And not only that, all of them... he said there was a huge, huge amount of, what do you call it? I think it is Valium. Is maybe it's Ativan. No, because that's lorazepam. So this is where I start getting messed up after my brain injury as a nurse. I couldn't remember, but I'm pretty sure. Well, it's something that they inject you and you go to sleep and die. So tons and tons of that. So the people who weren't, they were just giving them a little boost. And he said, but they were told, every single one, he said it was people who had cancer, people who had just old people. He said, old people that were just dying of old age. He said car wrecks. He said every single thing. That's what they were forced to have to say that. And he said then he started seeing what they were doing about the numbers, and now he knows the whole number thing was just for what's going on right now. And he said there was never one single younger one that came in that whole time that had died from that. And he said now they're just coming in one after another, and every single one had it. And he said it's really, really sickening because of they don't even, nobody even dies from it when they're young like that, and they are coming in now with those things, and they're all dying. He said he said you can't even believe the numbers of dead kids now suddenly. He said it's just sick. That's why he started speaking out, because people need to know what's going on. And so that one was really good. The stuff with Juan, what he was saying. And, I know all people are going through just horrible, horrible things to, wake them up. I mean, I had to go through a horrible thing. And it's all the road to enlightenment. It's all this is just to wake you up inside. Your spirit is what will get you through this. Like everything is going to just be, horrible crisis after crisis. Just feel defeated. Just like, oh my God, what is the point? But you got to dig in there. You got to find your spirit, because your spirit is what is screaming to get out and take control. And your spirit is what will get you through this. Your spirit is, it is resilience. It has so much drive and so much abilities to help you get through this. And, it's going to feel so defeated, especially so many people are so cut off from their spiritual side. I've seen so many, like yesterday I saw one where it was a little tiny, scrawny, dark-skinned woman, of course, with gray hair. And they held her down, put it right in her. She started screaming. I can't even fucking talk about it because it comes into my head. It was horrible, because she knew what was happening. Like, it's sad too, because they're not just giving them a quick end. It's tragic, But there was some more stuff I wanted to talk about too. Let me think if there was anything else I wanted to say about this, because that's the biggest thing, is that this is all for consciousness to become aware of itself, to really understand itself and get through this, and to realize this is an illusion. You are eternal. The idea that you can die or anything can kill you it's a falsity. It's an illusion. It's not real. It's what they have convinced people of to keep them enslaved into their system, but it's not true. You are eternal. You have great powers. You have great wisdom. And, all of the things happening is, you have a part to play in this. And, this is the shifting to a new age. We're going into a completely different age. There might have been shifts between other ages. I think there's a lot of cataclysms between them. But there might have been some that, shifted a little bit more easier. But we're leaving this dense, heavy energy behind. So it has to expose itself. It can't go with us. So we're moving, and as we're moving, it is receding away, it is going away from us. So we have to see it. It's exposed to us, because it's no longer traveling with us. It's out there around us, and wherever it is that you're attached to in your life. Everybody's attached to different things, so you can't really say, because everybody's going through this in their own personal way, and it's going to, we're just getting started. Like people think this, all of this stuff was just to lead into what is going to happen now. And when this thing happens, what is going to, all of a sudden, the truth's going to be revealed. And I think it's going to be something really big and big, scary, to get everybody's attention. And it's already being shown People are already getting it and showing it, and they're going to do an announcement that we have to stay in our houses. We can't leave. And we're going to be cut off. We might be cut off from electricity. It's going to be, different in every state. But they're going to, cut you off. But one thing is to remember that there's a war going on outside there. So you want to stay in place. They're keeping you in there to be safe, even though it's going to feel like super, super scary. But it's once that happens, once we go into the thing that's real scary, that's got everyone's attention, that's when that's when you really are going to start seeing a big change in the shift, in the awakening. Like that's going to be the energetic. I think it very well could be the energetic release from the collective, from the planet, that is going to go out into the cosmos, and that's going to create the event, the sun, the whole solar event that's going to change us into the new age. It's going to, this will all be over. I don't know, at this point, when they're talking about all these trials and stuff, I was like, they'd have to be really fast, because I think the event is coming much faster. I don't know, everything, you can't really figure out about time like that. Ooh, which I also saw such an interesting one. And I am trying to get this girl to give me her story so I can share it with you guys. But I can tell you, it's super interesting because she can remember being herself, leaving that life, going back and starting again at a certain age, and knowing all of this stuff, not knowing it to complete clarity of each detail, but knowing general, and knowing certain people, and if they are supposed to be in her life, and like knowing her kids and stuff when they got born. So really crazy stuff, really crazy story. And anybody who understands about, the real reality would find it fascinating. So I'm going to try and get it and see if she will, and I'll put it in as a thing for people to listen to. It'd be really cool. And there was some more stuff I wanted to talk about, so I'll be right back.